Hi, I'm Anup, and I welcome you all to Blue Saffron, the podcast program of corporateshitak.com, sponsored by Jani Plastics. And you're about to receive knowledge on Indian and Australian GST, goods and service tax. Yeah, you got it right, mate. Let's get started, shall we? History of Australian GST. The rolling out happened in the year 2000, with effect from 1st of July. Nevertheless, the stirring up had begun back in 1970s. Can you believe? Let me quote from Wikipedia cited on 15th of Jan 2022 some facts. Les Burry, Federal Treasurer in the Gordon government from 1969 to 1971, was an early supporter of a broad-based national consumption tax, believing that states needed a revenue source of their own without resorting to a reintroduction of state income tax. The idea of broad-based consumption tax was again raised by Federal Treasurer Paul Keating at the 1985 Tax Summit, but was dropped at the behest of then Labor Prime Minister Bob Hawke after the pressure from the ACTU, Australian Council of Trade Unions, welfare groups and business, which did not like its association with proposal for capital gains and fringe benefit taxes. So these are some facts you can find on the Wikipedia. Since then, it took 3 decades of voting for and against tax reforms, reviving the ideas, presenting the proposals, and opposing with educated criticism from experts, meticulously amending certain acts and rules, removing the skeptic bones of contentions, diluting the GST theory so as to suit the existing ideology of all political parties with regards to the present situation of the nation at the time. Finally, GST was rolled out and has been successfully implemented till date. If you take any nation, the first 18 months are always very critical for any major tax reform, and Australia was no exception. While critics argued that GST consumed a major proportion of their income, government counter-argued that they were not paying any extra tax. As a socio-economic impact, the nation witnessed a sharp decline in its 10 years economic growth due to lower consumption of GST taxed items from the people of Australia. It's been almost 22 years now. I remember back in 2000 when the GST was a new thing in the beginning and everyone had absolutely no clue about it. When I visited Australia for the 8th time back in 2015, there was a proposal in the news for increasing it to 15%. So far it's 10%. So my dear listeners, I hope you enjoyed the audio. I also hope there was some takeaway for you. Signing off now. We'll come up with more interesting episodes. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Keep liking your one and only Blue Saffron. Cheers. Bye-bye.